Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, Assalatu Wassalamu ala Rasulillah. In today's video, we will be seeing another control structure, that is a switch control structure. Basically, in the if else, we have seen that whether whatever condition we need to check, that condition can be specified in the if condition, and if that condition is true, the statements inside the if will be executed, and if the condition is false, then the statements in the else part will be executed. But sometimes it may so happen that we may have multiple conditions based upon a variable. Suppose there is a variable I, and then depending on the value of I, you want to perform some operation. Then for that you can use another control structure, that is a switch control structure. So we'll be looking at an example of a switch control structure. So first we'll create a program for the switch. So the method for that is vi space switch.c. Now to write anything, we need to go into the insert mode by pressing I, and then hash include stdio.h. so this is the header file. Now we need to include the main function. So this is our main function, and now inside this function we can write a program for switch. So basically, now suppose you want to display, suppose you want to perform, you want to write a program for a calculator, wherein if you give the choices to users, so which operation the user wants to perform. For suppose choice 1 for addition, choice 2 for subtraction, and so on and so forth. So for that, we can first we'll declare variables for that. So int a comma b is to store the operands to perform the operation, and then we'll store another we'll take another variable I, in which we'll take the cases which the user wants to perform. So now first we'll use a printf statement to let the user know what we will be doing in this program. So we'll type enter your choice, so that user can enter their choice. Now I am using a \n, so that the message after this \n will be displayed in a new line. So I want to display options to the user, and those options are 1 for addition. Now again, if you want to give a space between suppose addition and subtraction, then you can use another another escape character, that is \t. Now as we have already seen that the \n basically prints the output in a new line. What \t does is it gives 4 spaces between the text before \t and after \t. So now suppose I have one addition, and then after 4 spaces I want to display 2 subtraction. So I can just use a \t, which separates these two text with 4 white spaces, with four spaces. So now for 2 for subtraction, now I want to display in new line 3 multiplication, and \t, we have given the space using the \t. Now we will use 4 for division. So now end the printf statement. Now we need to take the input from the user, so we use a scanf function. Now as the input, now we are telling the user to press 1 for addition, 2 for subtraction. That is, user is going to press an integer value among these 4 options. So we will be taking the integer. So to read integer, we need a %ld format specifier, and then %i to store the value in the variable I. And now based on this, the value of I want to perform the operation on the 2 operands. So we use a switch control structure for that. So the syntax for that is switch, and in the brackets we need to specify the variable on which the operation depends on. Suppose here we are using I variable, and we are storing the values is 1 2 3 4 in the variable I. So in this brackets of switch, I'll specify the variable which we are using to classify the cases. Now in this switch block, we need to perform addition, subtraction and multiplication and division operations. So now we, in switch control structure, we use a keyword called case. Now this case indicates for what value of I the operation should be performed. Suppose the value of I is 1, I need to perform addition. So in the case, after the case, we need to specify the value for which you want to perform a particular operation. So first for 1 we need to perform addition. So for after case we write 1 semicolon, sorry, colon. I am using a tab space here to give spacing. This spacing is basically good when you want to debug a program. Suppose you want to debug a program, then this spacing actually provides a good indentation to your program. So now for case 1 I want to perform addition operation. So we'll just ask, so before this switch case, we'll just ask the user to enter the two variables as well, two operands as well. Printf enter values of A and B. So we use scanf to read in input from the user. Scanf %d, as we have integer values, we are using %d, and as there are two values, we are using two %d operators, and the first operand value is for A, so %a, and the second operand value is for B, so %b semicolon. And now in this case 1 we need to perform addition operation for A and B. Now let us declare another variable C so that we can store the result in C. Now in this C I want to store the result of addition of A and B in case 1. So C equals A plus B, and then we can just display the value. Printf result of addition is %d to display the value of C. Now comma C value, and then end. Now in this, the cases in the switch control structure are separated by a keyword by the name break. Now I am writing the second case for subtraction, case 2. Now because of this break statement, once if the value user entered by the user is 1, then the control will come to the case 1 and these statements will be executed, and it will not go to the case 2, case 3 and case 4 because of this break statement. So whenever the break statement is encountered, the control comes out of the switch case and it skips all the remaining cases. So that is why it is useful. Now for the case 2 we need to perform subtraction operation, so we are performing C equals to A minus B, and then we are displaying printf result of subtraction is %d to display the integer value, comma C, and then break. Then the next case, case 3, and then to perform multiplication operation, C equals to A into B, and then printf result of multiplication is %n, sorry, %d first, %d, then \n, comma C to display the value of C. Now you will be using a \n here as well, just to make the output correct. \n, and then here also \n. Now here we need to end the break statement. Then case 4. So like this, similarly you can use as many cases as you like depending on the application. Result of division is %d to display the integer value, \n for new line, and then comma C to display the value, and then break to separate the cases. Now for the last case you don't need a break statement. it will automatically come out of the switch case. So what we are basically doing here is we are first asking the value for which the user wants to perform of a particular operation like addition, subtraction, division, multiplication or division. So if the value of the variable I, that is the value which the user entered, is 1, then the case 1 will be executed, the addition will be performed, the result will be displayed, and because of this break statement these whole cases will be skipped and the output and the control will come out of the switch statements. And if the value entered by the user is 2, then it will match the value of the variable I with this case 1. As it is not matching, it will come to case 2, and as it is matching, it will execute the case 2 statements until the break is encountered, and when the break is encountered, it will come out of the switch statement, skipping these 2 cases, and then it will come out of the switch statement. Now let us execute this program to check the output. Now we'll compile this using cc space switch.c. I've typed the wrong file name there. Cc space switch.c. There are no error now. Now we need to run this program ./a.out. Now as you can see, here we are displaying enter your choice addition. Now this spaces I was talking about, we have got these spaces using the \t. So because we have used the \t, here we are getting 4 to 5 extra spaces between the two addition and subtraction. Now as we haven't used the \n here, that's why it is telling us to input here the value of I here. So we need to enter the value of I. Suppose now I want to perform an addition operation, so I am using 1. Now enter the values of A and B. Let us enter 4 and 5. The result of the addition is 9. So we'll just make that correction there. In here we need to add a \n just to format the output. So here we are adding a \n here. Now we'll just execute the program once again. ./a.out for output. Now as you can see, the output is properly formatted. Now let us perform a subtraction operation. So to perform subtraction operation, I am entering 2. Enter the values of A and B. Suppose 9 and 4. So the result of the subtraction is 5. So this is another control structure which you basically can use to perform whenever you want to perform multiple cases based on a single variable. So this is another good control structure for that. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.